Hello again, it's Noob, and we have a really cool 7-pin lock to show off today. This was sent to me all the way from Australia by Iona over on Discord, and I've heard about these. I never ever thought that I'd own one, so I'm super stoked by this. Why? Well, it just looks like a normal kick cylinder, doesn't it? Well, sort of, but it does have a weird sort of shape to it, and that's that is something to do with the way this lock works. If we look underneath, you might be able to see something else going on. That it has what it looks like 2 rows of pinholes. What's happening here is we have some pins angled this way and some pins angled this way. This is the Lockwood V7. There you go. There's the symbol, Lockwood V7. And it's very cool. The pin chambers in the Bible are arranged in a V shape, just like you might have a V-twin engine. Very cool indeed. Really awesome. I don't know how rare these are. From what I hear, you had to get special hardware to fit this non-standard Bible on this kick cylinder into a lock. So a bit like the Era lock that has a non-standard Euro cylinder type shape. Probably the extra cost associated with the specific hardware you had to buy probably meant that these didn't particularly, work out as a lock. Now, I do want to pick it, and I do want to gut it, but I'm terrified I'm going to get this wrong, so I'm quite nervous. If we look down the keyway, though, can you see that there are pins angled at different angles here? So, just knock my camera there, but can you see that you've got this pin coming down at this angle? So the chamber must be there, and then another one you can just make out here, and that must be coming down here. Now, when you're picking it, it doesn't make too much of a difference, funny enough, because the way that the pin heads are angled, they come together like this, so you can sort of pick them relatively without much fuss. The keyway itself is narrow enough that you can get an 18,000th pick up into the keyway as well and pick those pins. So if I just get in there, you can see that I'm clearing the right hand one out of the way. And because they're alternating pins, hopefully if we turn the lock to pick, the key pins in one side won't just or won't swap out with the driver pins in the other or anything weird like that. Sometimes can happen with locks with multiple axes of pins. So okay, let's throw it in a vise and have a pick and see if we can gut it, and I really hope I can do that without damaging it. We're in the vise. Here is the key, here's the bitting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins. And what's really cool is, I don't know if you noticed, but the cuts on the key are angled slightly. So I don't even tell that pin 1 here, 3, 5 and 7 have a face which you can see, which is angled towards you. And if I turn it round, then the opposite is true, of course, that you can see that there's an angle cut here more towards you at 2, 4 and 6, which is kind of cool. So that it did take, I hear, again, a specific cutting machine to do that. I don't know whether you can sort of see how it all fits together. The angle cuts down the key. Trust me, it's a bit more clear when you have it in person. Okay, enough talk. Let's give it a go. Make sure it's all easily and free moving. Stick in that, and I'm just going to use this gem because it will reach up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 here, 3, 2, 1. Okay, back to the back. Nothing else. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 here. Oh, slipped off, I think. 3, there we go. Little turn there, which is good. No spools I can feel though. 7, 6, 6 there, 5 there, 4, 3, little click, 2, 1. Okay, back to the back. This is 7, and look at that, we have an open. So they felt like all standard pins in there, which wouldn't surprise me, but a couple of spools would have been amazing in here. Right, I don't want to over-rotate, it's clearly open. Let me turn it all the way back, like that. Then we can attempt to try and gut this without damaging anything. Okay, so... it's a really heavily sprung clip, and it's also doesn't have anything to bite into the lock, so I'm going to just try to just lift this off using these circlip things, but they're not super fine tipped, these ones. They should work enough. If I get it right. Pick the lock and thwarted by the circlip, which is entirely typical of me. Try this way. I think we've almost got that. I just need to sort of get it over a certain point, and yeah, that should do. That should do. Should be able to muscle it off. Okay, good. Phew. Definitely going to use a shim for this. Where's the key? Hopefully it won't be too dramatic. Where's my shim? The shim goes straight down here if it will fit. I hope it does. Good. I'm going to... I hate these skinny little tail pieces as well. That's not good. If I do a full rotation with the key though, put that in there and make sure that I sort of gut it upside down, that will give me a little bit more room for error, I believe. Whew, straight through. And yes, you can see now that those angles on the pins there, let's see how pronounced they are when I tip them out. So I've got to get this entirely right, starting with the right hand side. I try and get them sort of alternating so you can see that these ones are at the bottom per se, like that. They're not tapered. I'll change that up. And that one. Okay, so let me just arrange those in the way they should be. Okay, good. Right, now, yeah. Okay, let's have a go at seeing what this is like. I forget which one's the back and the front. I'll have to re-watch it. But so this is the first. Oh, so this is definitely the front. So that chamber here is opposite to this side. That makes sense, right? So then this is angle pin 1, which is an upside down key pin, which is interesting. And that's standard. Again, an upside down key pin, but standard. Another upside down key pin, which makes it another standard. Another upside down key pin. No. No, this looks like a slightly rounded driver pin. And an upside down key pin. Actually, I don't think me doing it that way is helpful at all. I'm just going to do it like that so you can see. So standard, 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 and standard. So these are upside down key pins. They don't make a... I mean, the way they are up means that they act just like a... And there's the alternating chambers there. Kind of cool. the way that they are up means that they act like standard pins, but makes me wonder if this has been somehow modified to have these sort of standard key pins in, whether it was something different before. Still kind of cool. If you do know, please do comment below. Let me know, what should this have? Was it always standard pins? Were they often master wafered and therefore somebody's just swapped out you know, some key pins to repurpose them as driver pins to make it more of a challenge? It's just normal. I don't know. I don't know anything about the V7, but it is really, really cool. I think that if this did have some security pins in, it would be a pretty tough pick, but with all standards, of course, it's relatively easy. Let me know what you think about this lock. Any comments about it? Let me know what it's like normally. Read all the comments, reply to as many as I can. Of course, please leave a like on the video if you liked it. If you want to see more, then subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you all next time.